Hey everyone, and welcome to another fun episode of the Petty Cash Podcast, where, as you all know, this episode represents the last of the Petty Cash. And I am your host this week, joined by me as always,
Danny,
Charles,
Joe over there, and Vinny. Hey, what's up, everybody? What was that?
got a Riddler trophy.
Achievement unlocked.
All right, go on.
oh my gosh, guys, it's been so long since we've done anything podcast
our
related.
resident space ranger took some extended R&R without getting approval from his superior officers.
What?
Huh?
Who? Oh, that guy.
Oh my god!
All our, oh.
I'm so confused right now. I don't know what's happening.
Okay, then for this week's episode, I actually am taking something from our beloved Distractable.
The Distractable podcast.
Yeah, the Distractable podcast. So they gave me an idea for this, which this could be a 3-parter for those that want to talk about it later down the line. But I'm doing it as first part, which is video games that make you feel.
Well, I do love the feel of beating the shit out of it and winning. So there's that. So that's the best accomplishment ever.
I mean, I love the feeling of being victorious at the end of a game after spending long hours of playing it and getting my ass whooped.
Games that make you feel
Yeah,
sad,
Happy. Sad.
sad,
Smile. Frown.
frown.
Smile. Frown.
Well, that's kind of me with Tears of the Kingdom. So I have an absolute love-hate relationship with that darn game.
It cheated on me.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no freaking kidding. I
worked so hard for you.
Yeah, no, it's that game. I swear it. So many people say like, "Oh, it's the best game ever," and I'm like, "Are you saying it's the best game ever because you can build things like Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts? Like, oh, hey, look, you can make a Megazord out of Zonai parts.
It's new and it's out. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Until they get like distracted by it, they're just like, whatever. Next.
Right, exactly. But, otherwise, I'm just like, it's actually, I feel like it's a step back, because it's like,
from Breath of the Wild?
yeah, well, and also just from the Zelda games in general, because I feel like they keep pushing for this open world environment, and they keep pushing for weapon degradation, and they're trying to like aim for this more air quotes realistic Zelda. But the thing is that Zelda has always been fantasy and and not real, not realism. So like I want it to go back to like, hey, if I'm fighting monsters, maybe I'll find a heart laying on the ground that'll give me a heart back.
Okay, what gave you the feels though? Like in terms of like yes, or just like like I don't know, like moments in the game or
moments in the game. All right, I'll tell you exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. How far are you in it?
I'm not very far, but you can spoil it for me.
Okay, well, all right.
It's fine. I don't
So moments that made me feel like good was like there was a boss that I just faced yesterday where I was like, this feels like a classic Zelda boss. And it was in the Goron City. And I was like, okay, yes, finally, this is like how the bosses should be. Spin it around to the opposite direction where I literally wanted to chuck the controller out the window. I got mad. I had to step away from it. It was the worst boss. Like, I don't know who came up with it, but it was the absolute most frustrating mechanic ever to have with a boss. And I looked up like walkthroughs on it because I was like, surely I'm doing something wrong. Surely I'm being stupid. No, it was just that was its mechanic. And it was like, oh, you can try and do this or try and do that in order to beat this boss. And I'm like, even that doesn't work very well. And I must have spent like a good 45 minutes, not because I was losing at the boss, but just because I couldn't hit the boss because of his mechanic. And it was just absolutely rage-inducing. And I was like, this is not fun. This is not challenging.
What difficulty did you have it on? Or no, there is no difficulty.
As I'm aware, there's only the one.
Okay.
I think
haven't
I
played
think
it,
like
so.
if you beat it, there's like a master like difficulty.
I think
But-
so.
Yeah, but the thing is that it wasn't difficult in like, oh, it was kicking my butt and I needed to like heal up or whatever. It was just that it had a thing where you couldn't hit it unless it was under a certain condition, and that condition was like next to impossible to accomplish. And I just like, yeah, I haven't felt that kind of rage since it was Dead Space 2, and
Damn.
I had the game bugged out on me, and I had just finished a hard battle, and one of the enemies respawned right underneath me, like it glitched through the floor and came back up and killed me. And that was, it brought back memories. I was like that 1,000-yard stare dog, you know, like with the war flashbacks going on. And like there are some moments in that game where you're like, oh hey, that was cool. Like I figured out there was some elation where it's like, oh hey, I figured out how to solve this puzzle. I'm pretty sure that's not how they wanted me to solve it, but I figured out a different way to solve it. Haha, you know. It's like so, yeah. But that is a game that makes you feel like a lot of the emotions. But I have plenty of moments.
I was
where I'm
gonna
just
say-
like they really should have done this game differently.
For 45 minutes, are you like, if you are like getting it, like I would say, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, do you go like fucking cheat on YouTube and be like, all right, how the fuck did they do it? Have you ever done anything like that? I assume everybody here has
Like
done
looking at
that.
tutorials?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I gave it a good at least 10 minutes where I was trying to figure it out on my own. I was like, I have to be doing something wrong, and then I looked, and it's like, no, you just have to try and get it into a certain state, and it's like, who designed this boss? They must have been on an off day, and they were just like, just get the code through, and they're like, and the guy was just like,
Gone are the days of the Prima strategy guide. So
yeah, no kidding.
Gone are the days of simplistic video gaming. Now these days, all I see from video games is that they push something out so fast that there's a bunch of bugs and defaults to where there has to be a patch for everything.
Yeah. But any particular games, that made you feel. No, I'm asking you. Yeah.
Dude, I haven't played games in so long. I have no idea. The only real games I had any like really hardcore emotions for was Transformers, War, and Fall of Cybertron.
Those are good ones.
Because those were like Transformers is my thing. So like being able to play as Optimus, doing the transformation, drive like hauling ass at 60 miles an hour, just to transform and sucker punch a Decepticon in the face, I'm just like, fuck yeah! like the story wise, like it made you just feel accomplished. Just being able to see the origins of the fall of Cybertron and them arriving to Earth and shit like that. And of course, Smash Brothers next to that one as well. Just having fun playing that game, just kicking each other's ass.
Which one? There's like 4 or 5 iterations.
Well, I've only played the original and Super Smash Brothers Melee. So those two are my heart and soul. And of course, again, video games make you feel, whenever you get your ass kicked, you throw a big ass fit.
Everyone has.
I know.
Oh yeah, remember when you had flashbacks when you played Super Star Wars?
Oh God,
No.
I hate that game. Made me so mad that when I had to start all over, because it was like, all right, game over, start all over. But in terms of like recent games, like all I do is watch YouTubers actually play the games just to. Well, excuse me if I have too much time on my plate to work on other shit.
Too much time on your plate? Well, you think you'd have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuses.
I spend my time being creative and crafting. So excuse me
Let's
if
look
I'm not
at them
a gamer.
Instagram stories. Hold on.
And Instagram proved that was a
Yeah,
lie.
let's see.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
The
I'm kidding.
receipts.
I've seen your stuff. Yeah.
Sure. But that's all I can really do is just reminisce on the nostalgia of video games. I really don't, and of course, watching any of the recent stuff like FNAF Ruins, FNAF Security Breach, and all that jazz. It's just I just don't have the time to play video games anymore.
But you have the time to watch them though.
Yeah.
one of these things doesn't add up.
Okay, when you're playing a video game, how many hours do you burn through so quick?
Oh, that's easy, dude. Like,
yeah.
4 or 5 hours. That's tops for me. Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
4 or 5 hours is condensed into an hour video where I'm like, cool, move on.
I mean, me and Charles, we just streamed for an hour and a half, and we got a lot done in that hour and a half. So that's just get good, I guess.
I mean, I didn't see it last night, so I don't know what to tell you.
It's been fun to watch you guys play again.
Yeah, so that's just me on my end. When it comes to feels, I don't know.
You're just like, eat.
I mean, pretty much. Like, again, I haven't played video games in a long time. All I can really do is just reminisce in it.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Good question. If you were to come back to video games, what would you play now?
The Arkham series, all of them, every fucking one of them. I would create an entire series
Masterpiece.
going through Asylum, City, Origins, and Gotham Knights, or not Gotham Knight, Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight.
But I would be playing Arkham Knights as Keaton's Batman.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
I think
okay.
I thought you would be going for the Affleck suit.
Oh, me, that's what I did.
I would go for the Affleck suit, but the thing is, I saw someone play that game in the Keaton suit, and for some weird reason, it works. To where I'm like,
yeah.
I consider that like I consider that as like the hidden canon storyline for Michael Keaton's Batman.
So for whatever
yeah.
reason, when you said the Affleck suit, the first thing that popped in my head,
Affleck.
You're just like fat duck.
You just see the silhouette of Batman just rising up on the wall as criminals turn around, and they just see little Affleck.
Turns his head in a fucking shadow of a bill. Criminals beware.
Beware the duck.
His greatest enemy, Geico Gecko. Imagine the Geico Gecko with the Riddler can and everything.
Yes.
Riddle me this, Batman. With Geico, you could save much more on car insurance.
How much can you save?
Sponsored by Geico.
Not sponsored by Geico.
Next thing you know, his next greatest enemy is the old lady from Discount Tire. Throwing tires into windows. Don't you remember the Discount Tire commercials? You probably don't. You're too young for it.
Oh yeah, those ones.
There was this little old lady. She just takes a tire and throws it into the window. And it's a Discount Tire Company commercial.
Yes, it's a if you're ever like not pleased with our tires, please feel free to bring it back.
Yeah.
And she like chucks it through the window, and he's like, "Thank you." But then, now in this day and age, you'd see like so many people would fucking put that on TikTok, be like, "Of them here, I'm pitching the tire back through their window," and you'd be like, "Oh, thanks, you
yeah.
ruined the
Hey
commercial."
guys, welcome to the Discount Tire Challenge.
Exactly. Oh no! Please no, not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Now they definitely would need Geico insurance for that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Allstate, are you in good hands?
Thanks, John Jones.
Sponsored by Allstate and Discount Tires.
Not sponsored by
Let all the ads come to this. All right.
This ad brought to you by shit.
This
shouldn't
ad
bring
brought to
anything
you
to
by
the
shit.
table.
Nope.
State Farm. That's what I was trying to get to was State Farm.
Not sponsored by State Farm.
All right, Joe. What about you, man?
Games that make you feel okay. Chapter 1. No. No, like of course any other game. Nah, I don't really. I think accomplishment of actually beating a fucking arcade game,
Ooh.
such as like you go out with either your friends or brothers or cousins, and then you play on the machines like the Simpsons one. The big 6-player X-Men arcade game with like the dual screens, like when like you would pump so many quarters into those, and then like actually to beat it at the end, that's one of those just like best feelings ever, a sense of accomplishment. Games that help me, that made me feel like obviously a sense of like terror or dread or something like that was playing like the old PlayStation like Resident Evil 2 and 3 games, because back then I fucking hated zombies, and so to beat that fear, of course, just play ultimate entering the world of survival horror, but then I showed horror the finger when I bought a Game Shark. And I was like, fuck you. I know I cheated and all that, but, you know, I opened up a chest with a rocket launcher and I owned Raccoon City. So, yeah, there's that. Let's see. 360. Yeah, there's Ultimate Alliance. There was Left 4 Dead. Dead Rising kind of continued that tradition of like zombie games. And Call of Duty, A World at War. Let's see. Yeah, I tried to like cram this in as best I can, but no. I really do like games that actually make you feel like the character that you are playing. Like, yeah, Vinny, as you said, like, you know, the Arkham Batman series, like it's, yeah, like you actually. You know, I remember playing Arkham Asylum on the 360, and dude, like I could, like I was like during the rise of like the Dark Knight and everything with like the little, you know, sonar vision and all. The
detective mode,
yeah, and
I'm
so
Batman.
Yeah, have Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, like all the, you know, voice actors back for it. It felt like a continuation of the fucking cartoons.
Oh yeah,
and so yeah, you get to feel that that you are a Batman. And of course, during the course of the game, like I thought like ones that were like kept me invested in stories was Arkham City, and then Arkham Origins. I thought that was neat. That's probably the best takes on both Deathstroke and Bane.
Ooh, okay.
100%, yes.
Yeah, no, like when fucking Batman tries to hide in the elevator, and then just like little.
Oh god, that was like my favorite cutscene ever.
Yeah, then Bane enters the elevator and he just looks up. He's like, and he just pulls Batman with one hand like down through the elevator. I was like, holy shit! Like, yeah, okay, dude, he's gonna have his back break again.
Okay.
But,
adding to that, like that was the one video game where I look at Bane and I'm like, I fucking love this villain. Like he was so smart and so well played out. And then seeing him like Hulk out on the Venom was like the craziest shit to me.
well, like he had like the little luchador mask. I know Arkham City was kind of, hinted. That was Mark Hamill's last take on the Joker. Of course, give him a paycheck and he'll do anything.
Yeah. Came back for Arkham Knight.
Yeah, and so I remember when Arkham Knight came out, like I immediately had to buy the PS4. So they had
you have the Batman PS4. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had that one. Dude, yeah, being the fucking Dark Knight and shit. And of course, playing the game, I'm like, yeah, I beat this game. And then next thing you know, like, hey, there's a skin for the 89 suit. And I went like, fucking, what? I continue the legacy of Keaton. Okay. And so that game was awesome. And then, of course, what?
No, I was going to say, it's so surreal to hear Kevin Conroy's voice coming through Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yeah. In a game like, expanding more in the horror genre and all that, when you play, like, yeah, I played Silent Hill. Silent Hill 2, actually. And that was an okay game. I kind of got bored. But anyway, fast forward to the PS4 era with Friday the 13th. Of course, I met dozens of friends online. Yep. And lots of people around this room, they joined in. Still talk to these people to this very day. I mean, for a game like that actually, for the horror community and people like all across the world and all that come together and share their love of like not only Jason but like horror. And of course, like how would it be like if we were in a horror movie situation? It was kind of funny. Of course, how buggy as it is, it was a good game.
Well, yeah, it was it was always a fun time getting online with everybody playing that.
Yeah, and I still have like some videos. I think I uploaded like a few.
Yeah, I have plenty of gameplay.
Yeah, no, those are fun. Let's see. Dead by Daylight is actually there. I can't wait for Texas Chainsaw.
Yes. That's October, right?
Huh?
Did that come down in October?
I think, actually, did it get pushed? I thought it was this month, but yeah, it probably got pushed. Yeah. No, and so, let's see. I'm trying to think of, like, any other games. I don't know. I'll probably come back to it, so. Anyway, what about you two?
You go ahead.
Okay, I guess I go. Because when I was thinking about this topic, I guess the main, well, not main game, but one of the main games that I thought of that comes to mind is way back in 2020 when I had started my first video game job. That was the time when both Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing came out. If you had a Switch, well, most people, I say Charles, because you do not own Animal Crossing.
I do not know.
He's like, I get real games, thank you.
But still, back in 2020, before like we all,
August 18th.
but before we all got like sent to work from home from the office, was Animal Crossing. And because of that game, that's the most played game I have on my Switch with over 500 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, but how did it make you feel, though?
But
Like,
it just brings me, every time I play it, just brings me back to that time of like the pandemic, like working from home.
so not too far, just like, yeah, when I was stuck at home, playing games when the world was in, danger,
Yeah.
in quotes. Yeah.
No, it's like Animal Crossing to me is always like that soothing game. Like I cannot, because it's like open world and everything. It's a game to where like I know I can always go back to do things.
Okay.
And then, like, my villagers, though, with Animal Crossing, everybody jokes about, like, if you haven't played it for months, they'll all yell at you. They'll be like, we haven't seen you for, like, 5 months. Where have you been?
Yeah.
We haven't seen you in decades. Where have you been?
Your crops have died at this point.
Well, yeah, that too.
That's a
that
game,
too.
all right. Oregon Trail, yeah.
Tom Nook now has great-grandchildren.
I wish.
Terry.
That'd be cool.
Dun, 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 yeah.
Oh my
But
god.
no, it makes me feel, too, because I would always, like, play that game with Tara. And you think I have a lot of hours? That girl has, like, over 1,000 hours.
That doesn't surprise me.
Not surprised.
Oh my gosh.
But, yeah.
Anything else though?
Ooh.
Like let's go back.
I guess going way back, computer games. So, like, growing up, I was obsessed with, like, Zoo Tycoon and, like, all those, like, tycoon games.
Not Mario teaching typing or anything.
Oh, that one. I remember that
sure as
one.
hell helped me with
Yep.
typing.
Yes,
yeah.
it did.
See
Yeah.
my XAI stuff. You can set my colon. Yeah. Come on, Mario! Jump, 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 jump. Yeah.
I know I did a few typing, like, the Oregon Trail typing game.
Yeah.
Is what we
Shoot the
did.
buffalo. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you were to talk about computer games, my favorite one that I had as a kid was Buzz Lightyear Star Command. That was a given. But one of my favorite ones, Joe, was Small Soldiers.
There are small soldiers. Do you remember the point and click Toy Story game?
Yes.
Yeah, I had that one.
That
Oh my
was a fun one.
It's so weird when you go on YouTube and check out the old videos from that, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's flashback memories and all that. And this wasn't really a video game per se, but this was it was the Spider-Man cartoon. It was the Cartoon Maker.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's cringe, but
Oh.
it was a good one.
Well, computer games can go into this.
So circling back to the Small Soldiers, this one was you build your own Small Soldiers characters and you put them in test fights in the environments. But what was funny is they were relating this to the movie and saying that they were trying to come up with a new model that's much more improved and not as crazy and destructive. But what's funny is you get your character made, it's got its own box, and you see it just break out of the box running across the store. The next day, there's a newspaper article showing that the store burnt down.
Oh, no.
Yikes!
I'm like, holy shit, what did I create? And it didn't matter what you made. It was either a Commando Elite or a Gorgonite, same ending. But I burnt that game so hard because I created all the characters. I played as all the characters. I made my own characters. And it got so badly wrecked, it destroyed the computer.
Oh, man.
So, okay. So, hold on. Now it came back to me. Like, games that make, going back to the topic, games that make you feel. I've never felt so much emotion playing PS3, PS4 with the Red Dead series. And James, at the very end, spoiler alert, fucking James gets fucking, he gets, like, killed at the end, and you pretty much were killing all your old accomplices and all that. Like, I remember, like, you follow this guy in his journey, of course, and so at the very end, it's like the tail end of the Old West, and, you know, here comes, like, these FBI guys, and they're just like, you know, hey, Mr. Marston, you know, time for you, you know, you're one of the last, so, basically, off him. And I remember just watching that, being invested with that character, and they kill his ass. And it was all like slow, like there's like a moment. It's like, you know, you get to activate your little Red Dead mode, and it's like, you know, shoot like all like the guys. But of course, you know, you can't kill the main guy, so you just get fucking like wasted and all that. I was like, no. And then of course, like how would part 2 achieve that? And then here comes, you know, Arthur, and then he gets fucking killed, or not killed, but he dies. You know,
Oh my god.
of tuberculosis. Lame, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
And then, of course, with these 80s flicks, Ghostbusters, the video game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one you got to play, Genius. But no. But also...
Well, we did technically play at your place, the 4 of us.
Okay, well, to be fair,
Yeah.
me and Joe started it, then Mac joined us, and then a friend who shall not be named joined us, and then you joined us over a year later when we completed it.
Yeah.
Oof.
But I mean, it was still fun.
Yeah.
I mean... For me, that's Ghostbusters 3.
Yes, absolutely.
For many others, yeah. And then Afterlife, if they counted or not. But
I count it.
I do too. And so, yeah, Back to the Future, the game, the Telltale games.
Oh,
yeah.
If I
Yeah.
tell anybody,
Hated-
like, what?
I hated that Back to the Future game so
Well, it's the
much.
closest thing you
Hated it.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I was
Interesting. Why?
bored.
Oh.
Oh, no.
darn.
That was a
darn.
game that made me bored. Oh
This
my
is coming from the
God.
guy who doesn't play fucking video games, so you're canceled.
Yeah.
All right, bye everybody.
There goes. Okay. But,
Mwah! Bye everybody.
He just knocked on the table. But anyway,
Illusion ruined.
no. What's great is they found some guy that sounded like Michael J. Fox, and like you believed it. You're just like, oh, okay. And you know, continues off where part 3 somewhat left off. But, you know, just made you smile. Again, I'm looking at that Back to the Future poster in front of me. But, you know, I mean, hearing Christopher Lloyd, honestly, if some people were to just take all the audio files, take the animation, I don't know, update it a bit, and then, like, make it into, like, a Back to the Future 4 movie, I'm sure there's probably a fan edit out there.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was.
Yeah.
Clean it up, make them sound a little bit younger so it doesn't sound too off. But yeah,
Well, I mean, they had to do what they had to do, given, you know, technology that they had at the time.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
hey, it is what it is. Like honestly, I did look up what the story was about, and I believe it to be the 3rd take of Back to the Future. So I would say
Fourth.
4th, really?
Oh my God! A Back to the Future trilogy.
Oh, dumbass me. Sorry. Get out of here. The 4th one. I spaced out on the numbers.
Give him the wake up juice, even though.
My wake up juice is in the freezer.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, you need to go get that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go get it.
It's not
Yeah.
an aluminum can, is it?
Yeah, but it's open. It's open.
So,
If you made a mess in our freezer, you're cleaning it.
That would be funny. Yeah.
all right. So all right. So, deviating from the my little Zelda tirade, on ones that have actually like gripped me in terms of like suspense, there's 2 of them that actually because you brought up PC games. One that I played on PC, Alien Isolation.
Oh, we played that on console.
Yeah.
PS4.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So it was good that it made it across multiple platforms so that many people could enjoy it. But I played it on PC, and just the sheer suspense of having a monster that was actively like stalking you, you know,
Mhm.
and just you're in this. You're in space, and you've got your motion tracker, and all of a sudden, yeah, it's going off, and you're like, oh shoot, yeah, and just the like hiding in the was it the lockers and stuff like that,
Lockers,
and then
some of like the smaller storage bins.
right, yeah, and the fact that you could like press yourself up against the wall and hold your breath,
Mhm.
but you had to be
Oh.
careful because like if you did it too long, it'd be like, and then the alien's like, ah!
And then like on PlayStation, if you allowed the PlayStation camera to pick up your voice, the alien could hear you.
Yeah, on the
specifically.
controller. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think they also had that option for PC. Like if you had a headset, you could have that.
Of course, turn that off because bullshit.
exactly, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Me and my sister streamed that game years ago, and we're being super quiet, like we're whispering to each other. We're like keep talking away from the mic, so we're playing as safe as possible. Keep in mind, this is back when I was living with my parents. One of my sisters walks down the hall talking, and the alien gets us. Like, are you kidding me? That wasn't even us.
Exactly, but the game's like, nope, don't care, you're dead.
Yeah.
I hear noises.
Exactly.
You have my sympathies.
Yeah, and then there's another one too. I don't know if any of you guys have played it, but Metroid Fusion.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, that one I loved that game to death. I know some people it was divisive in the fact that some people were like, "Oh, it felt too linear," or it didn't feel the same as like Metroid. But I'm like, I liked the direction it took, and it changed it up, and it made it scary. It made you felt it made you felt like you were surviving, like you were weak. You had to build yourself up, and you were making it by the skin of your teeth. And there was stuff out there on this ship, the station, that could get you, that could kill you. And just even the little details that they put into the enemies, making you wonder, like, how did they get there? What happened? Why are they on this station now? And that sort of thing. And it was just masterpiece.
Did
Absolute
they remake that one? Is that one of the new remakes?
No, they haven't remade
not
that one,
one.
unfortunately. They re-released it, in in an emulator, but they haven't remade it. If they did, it'd be day one purchase.
Come on, limited run games.
Yeah, no kid. Yeah. Like, I would love to see it remade with revitalized graphics. Like, imagine it with Dread graphics.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of because they remade that.
Yeah,
one.
because Dread was the
Okay.
sequel. Because they and Dread was good, but it wasn't as good as Fusion. Like, I think Fusion captured it, the atmosphere the best. So
Hopefully they can remake that one.
people would buy it. As it's gone on, a lot of people have gotten to the point where they're like, yeah, that was actually really darn good.
All right, I guess it's my turn. For me, like a game that actually makes me feel like heavy emotions. It's personally my favorite story game of all time, Life is Strange. Now, for me, I first discovered that game in fall of 2016 when Jacksepticeye played. I was like, okay, here's a new series he's playing. I'll give it a watch. And by the time that series ended, I was bawling at the ending. And I don't know why. It's not necessarily... I mean, it is a sad ending, but it's not like an overtly sad ending like you would expect. It's just like it hit me for some reason. And then when I played it myself last summer, I cried again, but at a different part of the game. It's such the characters, the music, the entire environment that is given to you, that the publishers and developers have given to you in that game is just phenomenal. And there's a reason it's gone on for almost, it's gone on for 7 years now at this point with 4 games. It's just so good. I love the entire franchise. I still need to finish the second game and play the third game, but that first game is absolutely phenomenal. Another game that I remember loving as a kid was, of course, all the old the Lego games, like the Lego Star Wars games, the Lego Harry Potter games, and Lego Indiana Jones. Dimensions. I remember Dimensions coming out, and we had it, but I don't think I played it twice. I have very little memory and attachment to Lego Dimensions. I know one game that makes me rage beyond belief is Fall Guys.
Fall Guys.
Yeah, I have seen you get pretty angry.
There's video evidence of me breaking a hanger over that stupid game.
Oh yeah, you would show me that.
I think I uploaded it. I think. If I don't, I probably have it on a hard drive somewhere. But yeah, that was when Johnny and JD were playing with me at the time. Just remember that stupid game.
I have that on my resume now because
true.
we had a Halo collection or collaboration with Fall Guys. So I have that on my resume.
And then a recent game that I was excited for and loved when I first started playing it, and then just left it, was Jedi Survivor. I got to the planet where you have to go meet Grease again. This is both a compliment and a criticism. The game is too damn big. I like open world games. This game is too damn big.
That's what I say about Tears of the Kingdom.
This game is too damn big.
And once I died to that Rancor, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not going back.
Didn't you play on Padawan?
I don't remember what.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you were.
It was either Padawan
we saw your
or.
gameplay.
Did you?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, shocker.
You sound so surprised.
To be fair, I streamed that back in like February or March, so I barely remember what I set my stuff for, and I haven't gone back to it.
Yeah, he stopped on Padawan, but yeah, dude, no, go back on Jedi Knight. It's completed. It's decent, but yeah, I mean, I saw the ending already just because, again, the fucking YouTube, and
Right.
my curiosity, not good. Yeah, like for me, I'm like, that's it. That's fucking lame.
No,
Spoiler.
yeah, no. I was glad actually. I didn't because I ended up with a bit of a game breaking bug on mine.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, yeah. All of your bugs.
And I was like, yeah, okay, that's it. I'm not going to try and salvage this. And so yeah, I ended up looking up the ending, and I was like, that's what I would have fought for? No. What am I fighting for?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Now, Star Wars games that definitely made you feel, oh man, and there's the Battlefront from this gen. I'm not talking about that one, Danny, but yeah, I'm talking about original. I mean, we're going PS2 and the Xbox.
Oh, those ones.
Our video
Yeah,
games.
that was ours, man. Like, dude, during like the hype of like Revenge of the Sith,
Yes.
like one of the fucking greatest trailers. They incorporated like Battle of the Heroes, and it was like, oh shit, you got to play this game, and so.
Yep.
I love playing on Utapau. I love that level specifically. It's so good.
I mean, there was that one. What I really did love is, at the time of having your friends over and all that and playing like 4-player co-op or teams, either like, 2 against 2 or 1 against 3. Yeah. No, definitely one of my favorite modes is like the heroes, villains mode, of course, where you're going around like Mos Eisley and just fucking wrecking shit. Let's see. Shadows of the Empire.
Yes.
Now,
How has there not been a remaster or a remake of that yet?
well, Disney's trying to bury the legend.
the
Yeah.
mouse.
Yeah. Bury the legend canon as much as they
It
can.
doesn't exist.
Fuck
Bury
yeah.
it.
But limited run games did do, they came out with just the original though,
Yeah.
but yeah.
They want you to forget.
But let's see. Another game that that kind of made it actually feel like in war. But let's see. Yeah, I said Call of Duty World at War, but Medal of Honor Frontline. Because if you watch Saving Private Ryan, then you watch the Battle of D-Day and everything, and you're just like, oh shit, the Germans are shooting at us. You gotta hide and there's everything blowing up at you. And no, that was really one of those good military action games.
One of my favorite war games that I played with my cousin was Gears of War.
Gears of War, yeah.
Dude.
Oh, yeah, you love Gears of War.
Gears
War. Like the first 3? Or
Yeah, the first 3.
Yeah.
No, Gears of War are fun, though. I
C-
played
c-
through all of them.
So my cousin was the lucky one. He got all the updated consoles and shit. So when he would bring his Xbox over, we would play Gears of War together. That was the game that actually got my adrenaline going for the first time. And I'm just like, Shane, you got my cover, right? You got my cover? He's like, yeah, I got you. Don't worry, man. And as soon as the freaking monsters would come out, I'd be like,
who are the brothers, the Carmine brothers, that had the they had like the fucking masks on, and then like the
Yeah.
first two,
right,
the first
right,
two
right.
died.
Talking about.
Yeah, and the third
that's
one,
right.
the third one, you're kind of like, please live, and then
he lives,
Yeah.
but then there's a cutscene where he's like in the bath with his helmet on, just like taking a bath.
Yeah.
And as he's going to go get his food, the radio drops in the bathtub and electrocutes him.
Yeah, I think that was a funny edit vid.
It was. But no, that was the game that me and Shane, we bonded as not just cousins, but brothers at heart, because we always looked at each other as brothers. And when we played that game, we just kicked ass. We had a lot of fun and just watch, because he was Phoenix, I was
Dom.
Dawn, yeah. So when we
Okay.
saw that
Dom,
scene,
not Dom.
Yeah.
so when we saw that scene when he loses his wife and he has to shoot her, like that was really emotional for both of us because it was like, fuck, he went through all this hell to
Just to-
find his
yeah.
wife just to put
Mhm.
her down. And then in the third game, when he self-sacrifices himself for Maria,
He's like,
and
finally. Yeah.
he's just like, ugh, fuck. That was the one ending I was actually upset about.
Mm.
You know, but also Gears of War 3 came out with a bunch of. I just remember a couple of cosplayers that like dressed up as Anya Stroud, and I was like, hell yeah.
Dude.
But yeah,
And speaking of Gears, there's this one guy I've been following on YouTube for a while who makes like free templates of foam armor. He is making the most detailed Gears of War armor. I am so thrilled because I can finally make that armor.
yeah.
And I have the Lancer. I have the gun.
That's
so now
true, you
if
do.
I put that together, I got my suit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of the best games, though. I mean, you know, in terms of like feeling and all that.
Uh-huh.
I would say probably the first Halo, like on the Xbox.
Oh,
dude.
Yeah.
You know, playing the Pillar of Autumn. Like, I still remember some of the level names, like Pillar of Autumn, Assault in the
yeah.
Control Room,
Mm-hmm.
the Flood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the
Jeez,
Flood.
That was dread too. And,
Yeah.
well, what happened to Captain Keys and all that? Oh, he got taken away. And then, of course, when you find his ass cocooned and shit, you're like,
Mhm.
all right, well, punch his head off. So, yeah.
That's true. Yeah, no. At least for me, Halo will always have a special place in my
Yeah.
heart.
I feel like
But,
I missed out on a lot when I was a kid because
You were a baby.
but I was
Yeah.
10 when like Halo was at its height, but I never played Halo. I never played Halo. I didn't play Call of Duty until I was like a mid teenager. There were so many franchises I just didn't play because I was either too young or didn't have the console.
Fair.
Yeah.
Let's see. Halo.
But, you know, Halo has such a good story.
No, like okay, like the feels of like adrenaline rush or like anxiety and all that. Like, like it's one of those memes. So where did your anxiety start? Well, and it was you know, when you're on the Warthog and you basically have to get to the escape pod. But of course, the one that gets me is Spider-Man on the PS1, and you're running away from Doc Ock, Carnage.
Oh,
and
that's
you're
right.
and you're running towards.
Oh my God.
Towards the camera and all that. Dude, I had like all the zip line and everything. You know, fighting. I mean, at the time, it was like the greatest effects ever. You know,
But it was so much fun as a storyline, and the way they shot the angle where you're being chased by Carnage Ock, I was like, "Fuck this!" Like,
No, yeah,
me and my
yeah.
sisters were freaking out. We lost every time, and finally, when we did beat it, it's like, "Yes, victory!"
yeah. It had like the little cinematic, how it just like webs like in front of the flames, and I'm like, oh, Ock.
That was such a great game.
Yeah, that one, Spider-Man 1 and 2 on the Xbox. Yeah. Of course, Spider-Man 2 was great because it fucking open world New York.
Dude, I still have that game on GameCube.
I still do. Yeah, on GameCube, I have it. Yeah, Xbox. Yeah.
I never beat that game. I got stuck on the Mysterio Statue of Liberty part.
Yeah.
Beat that part. I got through the whole game, so now I'm stuck in like free roam mode where I could just help people randomly.
Ooh.
And now with all the stuff that's been beaten, I end up getting exposed to like some of the robotic villains. I'm like, shit.
My favorite like thing to do in that game is when you do the double. Like I remember like going to EB Games at the time and going to the mall, and then like you're playing that game, and at first it's kind of weird because you're used to like he's doing. And it's very like robotic and all that, but like in part 2 it was all like fluid and everything. Like he's not just fixed in like one swing, like he's like curving and all that stuff. And my favorite one is if you like double tap the right trigger and all that, and he like does like the slingshot, and then like you kind of rock him, you toggle the joystick back and forth, and then as soon as like you hit back, let it go, and he just flies. Oh, that was fucking.
It looks like you'll be able to do that in the new Spider-Man.
Oh,
2
dude,
game.
they pretty much got there. Yeah, they got there with the newer games and all that, and so
PS4 Spider-Man, it was just phenomenal. The story, the mechanics, it's just such a great game.
Yeah, those games on the PS1 though, they were made, just so the new games could run. Yeah. So.
My favorite thing to do in Spider-Man 2 is get to the highest building, the Empire State Building, and just drop and just go.
Yeah,
and at the
yeah.
last second, web sling and just catch it just on the ground. Go whoa!
Yeah, that was fun.
That was like
Yeah.
the Spider-Man fan and me just being like, man, this is what I would do every day if I was Spider-Man.
Great, yeah. One of those great ones was like the X-Men Legends.
Oh yeah.
And the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games where you actually feel like the fucking when before they got movie-nized, fucking these were the
What are you girls looking at?
Stephen Bloom as fucking
Wolverine.
Fuck yeah.
Great
Yeah,
voice for Wolverine.
Patrick Stewart, he came back as Professor X.
Dude, Doctor Doom as the main threat again. I just fucking love that. That was
part 1 though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then
okay.
part 2 was like Civil War attached, and that was just really intense.
I think Galactus was the main baddie in that one. I think.
Yeah.
I can't
Makes
remember.
sense.
Yeah. So good times.
Yeah.
And then I think one last franchise that we should end off with is Five Nights at Freddy's.
All right, I'm gonna go take a leak.
Yeah, the one person here who has no idea what we're talking about. But yeah, I remember that game coming out in fall of 2014, and of course, most of our first experiences was watching Markiplier play that game, and just having the shit scared out of us. I finally played those games, I want to say the following year, if not in 2016. That first game is still scary. Second game, it is scary, but I can get through it, no problem. Third game is easy as hell. Fourth game is terrifying as shit.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, because they changed up the formula on you. You're not expecting it to be like, oh shit, now I gotta be quiet and hear for them coming for me in my bedroom. Like,
Well,
that's
plus
just
they like with any sort of horror game, the atmosphere must be there, and they absolutely nail the atmosphere, especially with the soundscape they provide in the fourth game.
The first one still gets me. Like,
The first one's it nails its atmosphere absolutely, but just I remember I booted up fourth one on my laptop just to see if it could run on my laptop, and thankfully it did. And once that realization was over, the fear and terror crept back in. It's like, I still feel this after 8 years of this game being released. I was like, no, I gotta get out.
Oh yeah,
out.
for sure. Like, I still, dude, I remember way back then seeing the trailer first before ever watching or even trying the game.
I never saw a trailer. It was just like, hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, an indie horror game you guys suggested in mass.
Well, I
Same.
heard about the game, and I saw like multiple people like suggesting Markiplier, which I never knew about at the time. So yeah, that was my first introduction to Mark. But I remember seeing the trailer first, and I remember like the retro kind of music and seeing the images of these animatronics. I was just like, no fucking way, because I remember as a kid, you were too young for this, when we had Chuck E. Cheese. And all
I know
that
what
stuff.
Chuck E. Cheese is.
You saw the animatronics?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
'cause
did too.
I was gonna say
I may be
because-
young, but I know what some things are.
Okay, well, I want to make sure. I wasn't sure if you ever saw Chuck E. Cheese in its glory days, but I remember when
Yeah.
I was a kid, we were at a friend's birthday party. I would peek behind the curtain. I would look at those things just standing there, staring into the dark, and I swear to God, some of them moved. It could have been just
Yeah.
like loose air pressure just coming through, because that's how they move anyways. But still, it was freaky enough to where you're looking at this thing like, it's gonna get me.
Hi, Vinny.
But no, like that introduction, I thought it was so brilliant because it plays on all of our nostalgia fear of robotic characters possibly killing you. And of course, they based it off a real murder case and all that stuff. And watching Markiplier's Let's
I
Play
don't
of
know,
it,
based, maybe inspired, but I don't know based.
there was a
An animatronic actually killed a kid.
No, but there was a
Yeah.
murder at a Chuck E. Cheese restaurant where 4 employees, including the manager, were working overnight. One staff member was fired previously. He came in and shot everybody. The manager survived with a
No.
frontal lobe shot.
Manager died. The cook survived.
That was the manager that
Nope.
survived.
Manager was shot in the head.
That's why, yeah, it was shot in the head and survived with a frontal lobe damage.
Nope. Manager was dead. The cook survived from a shot to the jaw.
I'll have to look that back up because I swear to God, it was the frontal lobe
Nope.
that was damaged and the manager survived.
Nope.
Okay. But anyways, related to that, no, that was Five Nights at Freddy's for all of us. Great game,
Oh,
very
for 4 of
intense. 5? Did I say 5?
Technically 3, actually, because you haven't touched a second controller.
No, I have played Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
I did
okay.
play. I wanted to experience that one for the most of it, and it scared the shit out of me. It really gets it. Like the environment you hear in the background is so surreal. You're like, oh my god, I'm going to die. This is the moment I will die.
Yeah, well, we'll educate Joe in the future. Don't worry.
God, get me out of here.
They're great games, man. Especially the stories they tell.
Yeah,
in
the
these
story
games.
is really good.
That's okay. That's what the movie's for. I don't want.
No shortcuts.
No.
I mean, yes, we're gonna drag you to the movie anyway, but still.
No, I don't. I don't want to look at the source material. And destroy the movie for me. So,
Says the Harry Potter fan in the room.
that was a poke at you, but yeah.
Yeah, says the guy who doesn't want Lord of the Rings ruined for him.
Okay, all right.
Alrighty then. I guess we will wrap up this episode of the Petty Cash Podcast. This is Sabrina.
This is Danny.
Joe.
Vinny.
And Charles.
And tune in next time. And remember, slow down and chew your food.
It's possible.
So then just buy a new cable?
Maybe. But I mean, the mics aren't that expensive, so I could always get another. But at least let's rule out the cable.
Check.
There we go.
Okay, so it was
dead.
the cable.
Okay, faulty cable.
Okay.
Okay, we all good now.
All right, sounds good.
Just toss me that cable. I'll make sure.
It's right.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
I mean, we use the splitter anyway, so.
Okay.
I feel you.
You need more fan, Joe?
No. I mean, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of.
Don't fart. I meant them. You know.
Oh no!
You're gonna turn me into Buzz Lightyear going. Air is toxic. How dare you open that fart in this uncharted space? Flashbang.
All of a sudden, the windows get blown out. You see, when you're filling out the insurance form, it's like, what cause of accident? Joe farted.
That man's ass. We all get blown out. I'm
Fartenheimer.
The next movie, just Lalagan.
What are you? I'm Fart Man.
Okay. Ready? You first. It's your episode.
I know. I'm waiting for you to start it.
It started.
No, we did the countdown. You always do the countdown.
All right.
I wanted to do the countdown.